Hey folks, Brandon here with Tinkered Gaming, and welcome back to Feed the Beast Infinity Involved Expert Mode. I just realized that it also sounds like I'm saying involved instead of evolved. It is Feed the Beast Infinity Evolved Expert Mode. Now, when we left off last time, we had just got our smeltery together, but unfortunately, when we went to make a bucket, we found out that it takes iron plates, which means that the 6 iron ore I had previously is not nearly enough to actually make a bucket, because it's going to take 6 additional iron ore just to make the iron plates for the bucket. And I had to use the iron ore I had in the first place to make this forge hammer right here. My game's freaking out a little bit here. What's going on? I just loaded in, so Minecraft can be kind of laggy when you first load in. Anyway, I had just made this forge hammer here, which took 5 of the 6 ingots I had in the first place. So I need at least 5 more iron ore, and I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to find that at. I feel like last time I think I came over here, there was a little bit of a ravine or some such over here. So let's go over here. Let's see if we can scrounge up some iron ore and be able to actually make our bucket and get to metal tools and things like that. A lot of this beginning work is kind of tedious. It's a pretty common theme across all of Minecraft. You know, you start out, you punch wood, you get your first few resources, and you go from there. Yeah, it looks like I've already actually explored all of this, so I'm probably not going to find anything new here. But once you actually start getting resources and get through, the Iron Age is your first big gap. So when you first get through the Iron Age, you start having things start progressing a little bit faster. It's no longer as much of a resource grind. Well, it actually becomes more of a resource grind, but you have more technology to make it go faster and things like that. So once we actually get some iron and get our bucket made and stuff like that, things will start progressing a whole lot faster, hopefully. So that being said, I think I am going to go search for some iron and build up some very minor infrastructure, and we'll be right back. Alright folks, we're back. I managed to find the rest of the iron that I needed, so I got all that set up. I also went ahead and made all of my stencils and my iron tools here. So I've got an iron pickaxe, an iron shovel, hatchet, broadsword, and iron mattock. You also notice I moved some stuff around. I took most of the tinker stuff out of here. I put in storage rather. I put in storage the stencil table and the part builder because I no longer need them now that I am casting things. I put the stencil table over here, or the pattern table rather, and you'll notice that I went ahead and made a bunch of cast stencils. I think pretty much the only thing I'm missing is a few of the little things like the frying pan and the sign, which I'm not really concerned about, and some of the bow and arrow parts, which again, not too concerned about that. I also put the tool station over here since I'll be crafting the tools right here. I've got my my casting table right here. I've also got a basin on this side so that I can change full stacks into blocks. Now, I was starting to run a little bit low on food, so what I did over here is I went ahead and built a greenhouse. Now, part of the problem with growing things in a frozen biome is that the water source. If the water is not covered, then it will freeze over in a cold biome. So I went ahead, I took some inspiration from the nearby village and built this small little greenhouse. Nothing spectacular. I'm gonna have little 3x3 plots here, so 4 little plots of 9 that I could grow crops. I got carrots started here and potatoes here. I don't know if I'm going to duplicate them on these two sides or plant maybe like wheat or something like that over there, so I can go ahead and start getting a stockpile of that. But the source of food, well, the carrots and potatoes, I can bake the potatoes in the furnace, but the carrots will be my main source of food because they provide decent hunger, but you don't have to cook them. You don't have to do any kind of processing on them, so they're very efficient in terms of food food for work that you get out of it. Now, glass panels on the side because I thought they looked nice, and I started to do it up here, but you'll know when I started to put it up there, they're sideways. They're still vertical, so they looked really terrible up there. So I went back and started doing entire glass blocks, but I ran short. So this side over here doesn't actually have a cover on it yet, which isn't a huge deal. I just need to go back and mine some more sand and refine it into glass to be able to finish that up. The main source that needs to be covered, the water source block, which I could have literally just had a floating block up above it that adequately covered it so that it wouldn't freeze, but that's no fun. So I went ahead and tried to make a at least somewhat aesthetically pleasing greenhouse to grow my vegetables, grow my crops, and things like that. Now I need some more crop sticks. Actually, no, I don't, because I don't want to fill up the crop sticks. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't want to fill up crops. I don't want to fill these plots up with crop sticks right off the bat because weeds will anything presently growing in it. But I do need to go ahead and get a little bit more wood. I'm running low. You'll see I cut down a bunch of the trees that I had planted in the episode because I needed wood for the greenhouse. Um, and that's all there is to that. So I'll chop down these trees and stuff like that. I think we're actually about ready to get started with building some actual like modded power generating infrastructure. Right off the bat, actually, let's take a look at that. Let's see what we have for generator. What do you have for me, NEI? All right. We got the survivalist generator from Extra Utilities, which is pretty simple to make, I believe. Need an iron gear, a few blocks of coal, some furnaces, and a piston. Redstone. So we haven't actually got down to redstone level yet, so maybe that isn't quite so easy to make. Those are all higher end stuff. Manual kinetic generator. Basic machine casing, what do you take? Lots of iron and an iron chipset from Buildcraft. So, not going to be able to do that yet, especially since, if I remember right, the chipsets actually take the Buildcraft lasers, which I'm nowhere near ready for that infrastructure yet. Let's see what other options we have here. Okay, apparently there's two. Okay, that's just the upgraded version of the survivalist generator. And there's the 64X versions there. What were some of the other names? Dynamo. What kind of dynamos do we have? Wrong button there. We have the steam dynamo, which takes a lot of copper. Their chipset. That's actually quite extensive there. What sort of power generation can we get to? Oh well, we'll look at that in a second. For now, we're gonna keep mining the trees. Like I said, it's been a long time since I played. I knew that Feed the Beast Infinity Evolved Expert Mode significantly changed some of the structure, but I can't really remember what your entry power generation was. I feel like there's something around that. You know, most of your entry level generators are just like little coal burning things. You know, they don't put out a whole lot of energy, but they allow you to have a basic source of energy as long as you keep it fed with fuel. So I need to try to figure out what exactly that generator is. One thing I know I can get into is immersive engineering, and with immersive engineering, it's where it's one of those mods where you build big multi-block structures like wind turbines and water wheels. Eventually, you get to a giant diesel generator, which takes a whole lot of infrastructure to run. They also their power transportation isn't just like these magical cables like some of the other mods are. It's actually you build electric cables, like high voltage cables, and you run them on actual power lines, and you have things like loss and stuff like that. So that's a really fun one to do. I might try to do some of that. I don't know. I think the last time that I played, I actually went down the quote-unquote immersive engineering path, and it's fun, but to the late game, it gets rather tedious. The diesel generator takes a ton, I mean an absolute ton of infrastructure to run properly, and it's really hard to transport the power to their in-game mining solution, which is the excavator, I believe. So, well, I don't know. I do like having big builds, having these big multi-block builds, having to develop a lot of infrastructure and stuff like that, but if I remember right, the last time I played, it felt like there wasn't a great solution to actually automating that. Like, there wasn't a great way to make the entire diesel generation process fairly automated so that you didn't have to babysit it every 30 seconds just to make sure that you... What is this? Oh, okay, a textile garden. Just to make sure that you're actually getting energy. That being said, we might actually try it just to tackle it and see if, now that I'm a little wiser and older, at least by a few months or a year or so, if I can find a better way. we may look at that. Let's see. Immersive engineering. I believe there's a book I can build somewhere. How do I build the book? There we go. The engineer's manual. I need a book and a lever. And to get a book, I'm going to need paper. Yeah, paper. And to get paper, I need canes, which I don't have. So I think actually what we will do is we will run over here to the city. I know there was a library in the city, and I might just pilfer their library to get some books, because I think reeds are going to be a little difficult to find in this particular biome because it is so frosty and chilly. So we've got some books right over here that I could just snatch and use to make the immersive engineering book, and then we'll look and see what it takes to get into that power generation. I'm trying to remember. Like I said, it's been a long time since I've played, so I don't remember what the recipes are and stuff like that. But I know immersive engineering is very iron and steel heavy, and that stuff can get a little hard to make later on. Speaking of which, I need to build. Yeah, after I get done raiding the village here, I've got to start some railcraft infrastructure, building like a creosote oven so that I can, or a coke oven rather, so that I can start getting creosote oil. I got lucky. Wow, check this out. It's like a villager death trap down there. I got lucky by getting some creosote oil in this village in the first episode, but that's not going to last me forever. And especially if I go immersive engineering, I'm going to need a lot of creosote down the road. We'll just take a couple of these bookshelves here so we got some spare books. So I might as well go ahead and start refining it. That'll also get me server backup started. I'm not running a server, this is local. So that's liable to lag quite a bit there while it does this quote-unquote server backup. Anyway, oh, not too bad. Immersive engineering requires a lot of creosote, and the side effect of making creosote oil is that I'll have coke coal. Coke. No, it's coke coal. Which burns longer and things like that, which will actually help in my power generation and smelting and stuff like that. I want to get out of tinkers as much as I can. I might be able to survive on the iron tools until I can get a different mods tool solution for mining. I'm not 100% on that. I might actually have to go up to the next tier, like or maybe just like reinforce one of these with diamond or something, so I'll actually be able to get to the mining level I need to. I need to build a lever here. I can get to the mining level I need to mine the more exotic ores, because right now I don't think I can mine like gold or something like that. So look at this immersive engineering book here. So I might have to go up to the one more tier of tinkers, but I try not to use tinkers too far through the game, because like I said, I feel like it gets a little overpowered. It gets a little easy just being able to, oh, just throw some iron on it and fix it. I do like the other mods tool type solutions. So can we, I don't even think you can eat raw potatoes, can you? Oh, you can. Or half a bar of hunger. Oh well, I'm hungry, so I'm gonna do this. Alright, let's check out the immersive engineering manual and see what we need. RT FM. No idea what that is. Overview. Nope. Power generation. Transferring power is quite helpful provided you have power. Blah 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 blah. Alright, so it looks like my first real power generation source with immersive engineering is going to be with the windmill. Yeah, we definitely need to get the creosote generation and get going with that. So how am I doing on time here? What is needed for the coke oven? Let's see here. Alright. Sandstone. I think I can make sandstone out of actual sand, can't I? Maybe. Just regular old sandstone, folks. No, I cannot. So, what about the railcraft? Red sand. Ugh. Can I make red? Oh no. Okay, so it's just regular sand. Sand and bricks, and that's what I need over here. Well, I need more clay over here. I tell you what. What is that under? construction. Nope, not multi-blocks. Tools and simple machines. Nope. I know it's in here somewhere. Coke oven. There we go. Blah 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 blah. Creosote oil, right? That's what we're after. Smooth sandstone. We need 27 of these blocks in a 3x3 cube. They come 2 at a time, so that is going to be what? 13, 14 crafts, I believe. 14 crafts would give me 28 bricks, so I'll have one left over. So I need approximately, it's a whole lot of clay. Yeah. Need like a couple stacks of clay and sandstone. I'm not 100% sure where I'm gonna find sandstone. And I can't make it. We already looked at that, right? Still check one more time. Sometimes NEI can be a little fickle, and if you don't go down just the right avenue, won't find what you're looking for. Okay, I can make sandstone. So I need 4 sand to make a single sandstone. I only need sandstone, so that's actually not going to be too bad. So I need a couple stacks of clay and a couple, or like a stack or so of, no more than that, but a couple stacks of clay and a couple stacks of sand, which I believe is entirely doable. So I'm going to go farm that up and go ahead and make our creosote, or coke oven. I keep calling it creosote. Go ahead and make our coke oven so we can get that started. Moment of truth. Coke oven. Ah, damn, I hit the wrong side. Oh well. Oh well. Alright guys, so we're back and we need a coke oven. This glorious contraption right here will allow me to put coal into this side, get coke coal out on this side, and fill the internal tank up with creosote, which will put us well on our way to making our first wind turbine and thus our first power generation in immersive engineering. That being said, I feel like I haven't accomplished a ton in this episode, but it's taken a really long time, which, again, this early stuff. I think we're going to leave this episode here. Next time when we come back, hopefully we'll be able to get a windmill up and going. We'll have some basic power generation, make our first basic tools, like maybe a crusher or macerator or something like that. I don't know exactly what we're going to make yet, but the goal here is to keep going, keep pushing for power generation, pushing for self-sustaining, the ability to self-sustain, keep going out, getting resources and stuff like that, which is, I guess, always the end goal of modded Minecraft. I also would like to craft, or what's the other one? Open computers, I believe. Here, we'll look it up just in 1 second, as soon as I sleep, so that we don't get creeped in the face during the night. Let's see here. Computer. What do we have? So we have computer craft, which gives us our turtles. And you'll notice they have cute little hats on there. Alright, looks like all we have as far as computer mods go is computer craft. We don't have open computers or whatever the other computer mod was. It must have been a different mod pack that I was thinking of, which is fine. I've got more experience with the computer craft. I like computer craft a little bit better. It can get a little OP, but I feel like the utility of the turtles is offset slightly by the fact that you in Lua, which is a programming language that is a little obscure. It's not something I use in my everyday work, but it is something that I know and that I'm a little bit familiar with. So we'll get there eventually. For now, though, like I said, I believe I'm going to leave this episode. We'll pick back up next time and keep going towards power generation and things like that. But thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you liked it, make sure to hit the like button, leave a comment, a share, a subscribe if you want to see more content. Thank you for watching the video again, and I'll see you guys next time.